You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Let Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
Hey, welcome to the Road Show. I'm your host, Bruce Edwards. Today we're going to be playing music from musicians who actually drive trucks. Now that's a true road show. Let's start off with a little Jamie Taylor. Hey, we roll. That's our own Jamie Taylor. Jamie's a truck driver out of Newfoundland, and he's a talented musician. We play a lot of Jamie's music here. And you know what? That's what we're playing today. We're playing music from people who actually drive the trucks. There's lots of trucking music out there, but not actually everybody drives the truck. A lot of times they just sing about the trucking industry. Well, on our channel, we have a ton of musicians who not only sing about the trucking industry, they actually drive them big rigs down the road. So Jamie Taylor's one of them, and you got to love this guy, a little Mike Murchison. Mike is also a talented musician and truck driver, hauls livestock, and you can find him out west, but you can probably find him down south with a whole load of cattle on. Anyway, he's singing about the lights of Albuquerque.
Hey you, Mr. Super Trucker. Yeah, you. Come here. Now you better watch your step, or you're gonna get filled with lead. Lead Pedal Radio, that is.
That's right, Lead Pedal Radio. I'm your host, Bruce Elridge. We're doing the road show today, and today we're playing music from trucking musicians. That was Mike Murchison, who also did that little soundbite for us here. Here's a trucking musician a lot of people know, especially around North America, Mr. Tony Justice. In fact, you could probably see him either at Matt's at the end of this month, or you could probably see him at his own show, Large Cars and Guitars. And Tony's been playing. He's been driving for a number of companies. He's been playing music for a long time. He sings a lot about the road, and this one here is called Brothers of the Highway.
We wasn't trying to get a bus. That deal just fell in our lap.
Oh, is that right?
The man upstairs, I guess, decided it was time for me to have one, and
you have no
we're
idea.
excited.
I used to be with a country group at home, and the big thing was when they got big enough, I was going to drive the bus, because I've always got a dream of the bus, right? So when you got one, I go, Tony, you and I are on the same page. we got to get a bus. We got to get a bus. So what's your latest album? I've got the one 18 Gears to Life.
Yeah, this is
that's the latest
new album
one.
It's called 18 Gears to Life.
Yeah.
We're actually fixing to do a video with the Life on 18 Wheels song, which we got new merchandise now.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It's just to me, it's the best song on the album.
Oh yeah, I like them all. I just keep playing them over and over and over again. We got a whole trucking hits, and you're like every other song. I think is Tony Justice, right?
Well, I'm honored.
And those ones are cool. Yeah, no, it's great because it's that old country feel, but with your own version of it, right? And he's one of the last of the Cowboys. That's the little interview I did with Tony Justice down at Matt's back in 2022. Here's one of his other famous songs, Last of the Cowboys.
Saddle up, boys.
There we go, little Tony Justice, Last of the Cowboys. I'm your host, Bruce Edwards. We're talking country. We're not talking trucking musicians today. That was Tony Justice, and we played a little interview I did with him not too long ago. Hey, today's show is brought to you by Rims Transport. I got to tell you, these guys are amazing. They're an owner-operator-based fleet out of Hamilton, Ontario, and they're looking for cross-border end dump and bulk tank drivers right now. So if that's you, go to rimstransport.com and give them a call. Ask for Margaret or Ken Robson. All right, hey, here's the guy that was actually on Tony's record, who also was a truck driver, Aaron Tipping. Before he became a mega superstar, he was hauling heavy equipment across North America and had been doing this for a long time. If you want to check out more about Aaron, go check out Tony's show. Tony's got a podcast, and go check that On the Road with Tony Justice and Friends. There's a great one there with Aaron Tipping. Here we go. Ain't nothing wrong with the radio. All right, there we go. Hey, did you know that Jason Aldean was a truck driver? That's right. Now you know him as a recording artist. In fact, I had an interview with his drummer, Rich Redmond, on the show here. But before he was a famous country star, Well, in his teens, he was driving across the state of Georgia for Pepsi, delivering its products to convenience stores. And according to Jason, the truck that didn't have air conditioning, which made summers brutal. Well, he's done quite well. And now, of course, he's probably got lots of trucks working for him. Wrote a song that a lot of his inspiration has come from behind the wheel, like Asphalt Cowboy, which is about being on the road and released in 2005. And then, of course, there's this one, If My Truck Could Talk.
Wondering how you can show your love? Head over now to Facebook and drop a like.
All right, here's another great truck driving singer who, Bill Weaver. We've played a lot of Bill Weaver's music here. He says I'm a truck driving, guitar slinging, songwriting, country singing fool. That's what he says. Anyway, here's he's got a ton of great songs, things like Flatbed, Tanker, Yanker, all kinds of stuff. We're going to play a couple here. Here's one for all you flatbed people out there. Tanker, Yanker, here we go. A little Bill Weaver for you. Give us in the road show. Mr. GM Blacktop. GM has been around here for a long time, as you know. He's a truck driving son of a gun as well, and a very talented artist. He's been on this show a number of times, and you can find him hauling around whatever he might be doing, because he's done everything from produce to cars. There you go. Here's one of his called The Blacktop Made Me This Way.
They don't really care what genre it fits, right, as long as they like it lyrically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and the genres are mixing anyway, right? I think it's funny when you talk to people, being on the radio, and I do DJ at events and stuff, and people go, I don't listen to country. And then the first song they ask for is like a Shania Twain, and I go, country, right? It may be new country or older country, depending on what it is. But it's funny, there we go. That's a little GM Blacktop interview for you. You can find that in the studio. Here's Diesel Kind of Guy.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio. Music, life, and the people that live it.
Hey, here's one here. This one here came in. Michael Sheffield. He's a truck driver from the United States. He's got his song Truck Driving Fool, which was real popular. His album called Hammer Down Again. He's a singer-songwriter, gained a lot of recognition with that song. And his inspiration was inspired by Channel 19, Refrain, and the album Hammer Down Again. Now, one of my favorite ones, he was a top finalist in the Overdrive Trucker Talent Search, which culminates in an online broadcast where finalists perform songs for a chance to win. So he's got 2 sticks and toothpicks. He's been on the Trucking Bozo show. This one's one of my favorites because he pokes a little bit of fun to us in Canada here. If Peterbilt made a guitar. You gotta love that one for sure. Here's a band. They're not around anymore, but they used to be a band of all truck drivers. Everybody in the band either drove or worked in the trucking industry, and it's called the Roadbirds. Here's one of their songs, What Do I Gotta Do? Hey, today's show is also brought to you by RS2000 Tax Services. If you're an owner-operator or in the trucking or farming industries, you want to check these guys out. They will help you with your taxes for sure. We use them ourselves, so we know. RS2000tax.com. Go check them out. Hey, did you know that Elvis Presley was also a truck driver? That's right. He drove trucks in high school for the Crown Electric Company, and rumor has it that he developed his hairstyle from fellow drivers. I wonder if that's because the window was open. And while pursuing a career in music, he also met the leader of the local band, Eddie Bond, trying out as a vocalist, and told him that he should stick to driving trucks. I guess the guy, Eddie Bond, didn't know too much about it. As Elvis was keeping after his dream and going on to the best-selling soul, I wonder if he had this song all shook up. Here's some Mike Murchison again, another one, I've Been Around. I think he's been in place there too. Here's the road show.
You know who it is.
My favorite station. I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
All right, hey, Thanks for joining us on the Road Show. Big thank you to Rims Transport and RS2000 Tax Services for sponsoring today's show. And a big thank you to all the truck drivers out there for doing what you do. We really appreciate it. We're going to go out with one that Mr. Jamie Taylor wrote during the pandemic. Actually, it wasn't during the pandemic. Well, it was the pandemic, but it was also to do with the Ottawa convoy. And this one's called Minority Fringe. Thanks for listening, everybody. Today's show.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.